Okay, our next exercise is going to be kinetic stretching in the 90-90 position. For 90-90, we want the hip and knee at a straight line and then the knee at a 90-degree angle so that the knee and the ankle are in line with one another. Back leg can be adjusted in or further back depending on difficulty. So we're going to start out with just feeling the tissues that are going to be working. So your hands can be planted on the ground. Nice and tall here. You're pushing your arms down in, kind of trapping the air in your abs to create that irradiation. And then we're just going to lift the leg off the ground 5 times to get an idea of the tissues that are going to be working in the kinetic stretch. So Nolan's probably feeling hip flexor and adductors working. Okay, and then we're going to think about these same tissues working, but now your leg's going to be glued to the ground. We're still wanting to feel the adductors and hip flexors working. We're keeping crown to coccyx alignment, meaning that you're not just flopping your spine and rounding over this leg. You're keeping a tall spine as you rotate your pelvis over the fixed femur, using the musculature on the top of the leg to pull yourself down into the basement of your stretch. Go ahead and give us an example. You can use your hands as support. You should feel the inner thigh and hip flexor working. Once you reach the bottom of that stretch, you're going to push the ground away from you to bring your torso up. You're not lifting your torso, you're pushing the ground away to get your torso back up. You can use your hands for assistance. If this is easy, you can cross your arms over your chest. Hardest variation would be hands over your head. Okay, all together now, we'll do 5 of these. You can work at your own pace. We'll just talk through our pace. So, starting to use the regressive tissue to pull yourself down, elongating over this fixed point. So, pelvis is rotating over the femur. Once you're at the basement of your stretch, using the leg to push the ground away from you, lifting your torso back up. You want to feel this glute working until your chest is all the way upright. So you're still driving the ground away the entire time. Once you reach the top, continuous work, pulling yourself back down. Once you feel that your spine is compromising, start pushing yourself back away. For 2. Starting at 3, trying to pull this belly button kind of over towards the knee, rotating at the hip. Again, pelvis is kind of rotating as the femur is staying set in place. Going to look different for everybody, so maybe find a mirror, see where your spine can stay in alignment or wherever feels the best for you. That was 5?
I think so.
Okay. 5. And then we'll do the second part of the stretch. So we're going to eccentrically load the glutes in this position. So we'll do the first part of the exercise, and then the second part will be no work, just pushing yourself back up. So kind of opposite of what we did just before, you're going to drive this leg into the ground. You want knee and ankle doing equal force, driving yourself into the ground. And we're just going to move the torso in relation to elongate the musculature in the glutes. And so driving the leg into the ground, same thing, crown to coccyx alignment. Not using the spine to collapse over, but slowly elongating over this back hip. Still driving the ground away from you, but your torso is kind of getting closer to that leg. And once you reach your end, we're just kind of relaxing, pushing yourself back up. 1. Shoulders are staying in alignment as much as possible. should be almost a 5 rep max. So if you could end up doing these for 10 to 12, you could be working a little bit harder to drive the ground away from you, or crossing your arms to get a little bit more out of the stretch. You should really feel the backs and sides of your glutes working. Take a deep breath. Create tension, drive the ground away from you. Use your torso to extend the lever arm on this working glute. Relax, snap yourself back up. Good. Last one, last rep, best rep. Drive the ground away. Slow, 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 eccentric loading of the glutes. See if you can just bring your hands off the ground a little bit to load. Good, relax and push yourself back up. Rinse and repeat on the other side.